This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so there are a few topics which we still need to discuss. Number one is cash journal. Okay, number two is bank Reco. Okay, number three is foreign currency valuation. Okay, apart from this, there are one or two more topics that we'll see if we get time, we will discuss today or maybe tomorrow. That is the customer as vendor or vice versa. Okay, and one I think you guys were requesting to talk about open item clearing. Okay, so I'll talk about open item clearing. Okay, and I think this will uh, yeah, I think this is a list that we are pending with. If there is anything else, we will discuss after completing of these topics. Okay, so let's start with the cash journal today. Okay, cash journal bank Reco we will try to complete today. If we get time, we will go for foreign currency valuation. Okay, let me start the system. Okay, any idea what is cash journal? What do you mean by cash journal in SAP?
It is maintained for petty expenses in every month in an organization.
Yeah, so cash journals, simple meaning is petty cash. Okay, do you know what is petty cash now? What do you mean by petty cash expenses? So what happens is in each and every organization, there are, see, they will completely like the companies will be doing a lot of expenses, they will be earning a lot of incomes. So most of their incomes and expenses will be done using the bank accounts. Okay, using the bank transfers and all, right? But at the same time, there are some small business transactions. Okay, so take example of the employees who are in the sales department. Okay, so they travel a lot, and at the end of the day, they will come and they will submit their bills. Okay, and these bills are not much. It is around, okay, whatever is the amount. Don't let's discuss about the amount. It can be 500,000, some small amounts, right? So for that, normally they don't go for the bank transfers. What they do is there is a accountant sitting in the uh, office, and he normally has the petty cash box. Okay, which means he has some amount in it, and on day-to-day basis, whatever bills are submitted by the respected employees, they can go and collect in cash instead of waiting for the bank transfer at the end of the month. Okay, so that is petty cash. Petty cash means the simple cash box which is available, which has some amount at the beginning of the day. Okay, and then the accountant will keep on doing the transactions. He will pay some amount, he will receive some amount, and at the end of the day, we need to see what is the status of the cash box. Okay, if we are short of money in the cash box, what this cash accountant will do, he will withdraw the money from the bank, and again he will make sure that the cash account is there so that he can pay these small amounts to the employees, right? So this is the petty cash box. Even you can consider the expenses like refreshments, tea, coffee, whatever small expenses which are done in the organization, so they can be done directly through the cash box instead of doing the bank transfers. So in SAP, this petty cash functionality is managed in the functionality called as cash journal. Okay, so first of all, what you need to know is how many cash journals you want to create. Okay, so whenever you are implementing SAP for the customer, you need to check with them how many petty cash boxes do they have. Right? Question number two that you are going to ask them is, what are the different business transactions? they do from petty cash. Okay, so for example, they will say we do the refreshment expenses, we do the travel expenses, we do the whatever small amount of expenses that they want to do, stationary expenses. So you need to ask them what are the different type of expenses that you are doing from the cash box. Okay, so these two informations are enough. Cash journal functionality is very straightforward functionality in SAP, where you just need to create that many number of cash boxes, and you need to create that many number of business transactions. Okay, so just assume there is only one petty cash box in this system in the organization. So what you need to do as a consultant is you need to set up that petty cash box. So in order to do that, you will go to transaction SPRO. Okay, before I set up the petty cash box, the accountant, cash accountant, to do any kind of transaction which is related to petty cash, there is one single transaction which is called as FBCJ. FBCJ is one transaction which will allow you to do all the different type of transactions from the petty cash box. So you want to pay the amount, you want to receive the amount, everything can be done using this single transaction. Okay, you will find under accounting, financial accounting, I think it would be within banks, outgoing, no, yeah, here itself. You can see FBCJ, right? This is a single transaction which will allow you to do all the different transactions. Now, whenever you go to this transaction, system will ask you, okay, you want to perform cash related transactions for which company code? And within one company code, you can have multiple petty cash boxes. Okay, so one box you kept it in one location, in another plant, there is another box. So you have to create that many number of petty cash boxes. So as of now, if I go for ABCI and if I try to find the cash journal, I'll not be able to find anything, right? I have still not created any petty cash box in this company code. Okay, and that is the reason I need to do the configuration before I should be able to do any transaction on petty cash box. So in order to create a new petty cash box, we have to go to SPRO, go to IMG, and this petty cash related configuration you will find in financial accounting, bank accounting. Okay, within bank accounting, you will go to business transactions, and you'll be able to see the folder called as cash journal. Okay, open this cash journal. So first is you need to create a GL account for the cash journal. Okay, so whatever transactions you will do from the cash journal, you need to have a GL account. Okay, so similar to bank accounts, we need to create one GL account for cash. Okay, so let's click on this. It will open the transaction FS00 itself. Okay, in this one, the first thing that you will do is change your company code, which is ABCI, and the cash is asset, right? Cash in hand is nothing but your asset. So you'll create this under the asset. The next GL is 2018. So I'll click on new 2018 for company code ABCI. Enter. So GL account type would be balance sheet account. Account group would be assets. Okay, and this one would be petty cash box. Okay, if you go to control data, here you don't need to maintain anything, but one important thing that you need to do in create bank interest tab is, first of all, field status group should be, if you are able to see anything related to cash, you can use it. Don't use for bank because then you have to provide the value date always. So I'll not recommend to go for bank. Let's go for G001 itself. Okay, which means the normal general account. And very importantly, this must be ticked post automatically only. Why this is important is any accountant should not be able to use this GL directly. He should not be able to use this GL from FB50 screen. What will happen if I use this GL from FB50? It will never match my petty cash balance. So in GL, there will be separate balance. In my petty cash, there will be separate balance. I don't want to do that, right? My petty cash box must always tally with this GL account balance. That is the reason I'm clicking on post automatically only. Okay, click on save. So we created a GL account for the petty cash. Just come out of this, You can define the amount limit. This is not mandatory and many companies don't do this. So for example, if you want to tell the system that for this particular company code, the user should not be able to make any transaction above 10,000. If the transaction is more than 10,000, it has to be done by bank, not through cash. Okay, so that thing you can do from here. You can say company code, currency should not be more than 10,000. Let's try to do that. So our company code is ABCI, currency is INR. So valid from 01/01/2019. The maximum amount that can be used using the cash box is 10,000. I cannot do any payment more than 10,000 from this cash box. Okay, if there is anything more than 10,000, it has to be done via bank. Okay, so this is next activity. Third activity is define the document types for cash journal. If you want to have a separate document type for cash journal, you can create a separate document type. So by default, SAP doesn't provide any cash journal document type, but if you want, what you can do is you can just copy SA, okay, create a copy, and you can create your own document type for cash journal. Okay, so CJ, and you can provide the description as cash journal. Okay, although it is not necessary, you can use the standard SA also at the time of creation of cash journal documents. Save it, come out. Define the number range intervals for cash journal documents. So whenever you are using cash journal, system automatically creates the document number, the next number. So you just need to make sure that you copy the number range from 0001 to your company code, which is ABCI. Okay, enter, and this is also done. Define numbering groups. These are by default available, so no need to worry. We don't need to do this activity. You can skip this also. And then very important thing is set up the cash journal. Okay, this is where you have to create a new petty cash box. So you can click on new entry. Okay, or maybe instead of clicking on new entry, there are a lot of things that you need to provide. What you can do is you can copy 0001. Okay, so company code ABCI. Within this, I want to create box number 1, so ABC1. Now this is where you need to assign the GL account. Just now we created the GL account for our cash box. So if you do F4, we created 2018, right? Petty cash box. So we'll assign this GL account. Okay, what is the currency of this particular petty cash box? What amount are you going to store in this petty cash box? It is going to be INR. Okay, so if you are working in US, you will be entering USD. If you are working in Europe, you will be using currency Euro. And this is where you have to specify the document type. So by default, as I told you, SAP provides AB for the normal document posting, KZ if you are making vendor payments, and DZ if you are making customer payments, right? But we created CJ. So if you want, you can assign CJ here. Okay, also if you want to assign CJ to all the different type of documents, you can assign that. Okay, I'm keeping it same. I'm not changing anything here. Okay, and then what is this check? This is not relevant. Don't worry about this. Petty cash journal name. So whatever name you want to give. Okay, so it is fine. Petty cash is fine. Let's see if there is any other important information that we need to enter. No. You can enter the person name if you want, who is responsible for this petty cash box. But if not, just press enter and save it. So now, once you create this petty cash box, if you go to FBCJ transaction, you'll be able to see this petty cash box now. Okay, so this is a cash journal just now we created. You can see as of now, opening balance is 0. There are no receipts. There are no payments. The closing balance is also 0. Okay, so this is a petty cash box. As of now, no transactions at all. Now, if I want to do the transactions, just think about the cash person, the cash accountant. First of all, if he wants to pay anything, he has to bring some amount here, right? If I don't have anything in my petty cash box, how am I going to pay? So in order to bring the amount, I need to withdraw the amount from bank. Okay, so first of all, I need to have the cash receipt. Once I receive the cash, then only I can make the cash payments. So in order to receive the cash, I have to tell the system how I am going to receive the cash, from where I will be receiving the cash. So if I do F4, again, as of now, there is no business transaction. Okay, so system doesn't know what are the different ways in which I can bring the amount, I can get the amount. Similarly, if I go for cash payments, here also, as of now, we don't have any business transaction. So the next thing is, as I told you, you need to identify what are the different kind of transactions you are going to do from the petty cash. Okay, and that you can maintain it here in maintain business transactions. So open this. Okay, and here you can click on the new entry. You can tell the system for company code ABCI. Okay, this is a business transaction type. So you can see business transaction type is you are receiving the amount from the bank, you are making the payment to the bank, you are doing the expenses, you are doing the customer posting, or you are doing the vendor posting. So let's say I am receiving from bank. First of all, I need to receive from the bank. Okay, then the special GL indicator is not applicable here. Transaction classification, let's see what exactly is this. If you do F4, yeah, this is cash receipt. We are receiving the receipt, cash, right? Cash receipt. Which GL account would be credited if I'm getting the amount in this petty cash box? So I'm getting the amount from the bank, so the bank account will get credited. So let's select the bank account here. This is the bank account. Okay, whether tax is there or not, you can just ignore this. So this is receipt from bank. Okay, that's it. Click on save. Which means now if I go to FBCJ and if I want to do the receipt, see, I created under receipts. That is the reason if I do in cash payment, if I do F4 and press enter, it will still not show me anything, because I have still not created any business transaction which is responsible for payment. I only created the cash transaction which is responsible for receipts. So if you do F4 here, enter, you can see you can receive from bank. Double click on this, enter the amount. How much amount are you receiving from the bank? Let's say I'm receiving 11,000. Enter. It is saying posting period 009-2019 is not open. Okay, I don't know who closed it, or maybe we closed it last time when we were discussing the month end and year end closing. So we have to open 9th period for 2019. For this, I will go to transaction OB52. Okay, posting period variant would be OBCI that we created already. And you can see it is open from 10th. So I need to open it from 9th. Okay, and click on save. So now it will allow us to post the transaction in the 9th month. Enter. So you can see 11,000. There is something red here. This means what? Just see what exactly is this meaning of red. So if you just click on, or if you just bring your cursor here, it will tell you entry recorded not saved. This is still not saved. Okay, so if I want to save it, select this and click on save selected. Let's try. Enter data of payer. So you have to tell the system who is a payer, right? But that was a warning, we can ignore. So you can see now entry saved in cash journal. You can see now it is showing the balance of 11,000 because you received this much amount. Okay, but still it is not posted to accounts. Okay, it is still not posted to accounts. If you want to post it, select this and click on post selected. Okay, there is one error. No accounting transaction variant assigned to FBCJ. CJ. This is related to the document type, I think, right? The CJ document type that we created. Just click on OK. Let's try to solve this error. Click on the question mark, close. Yeah, this is related to document splitting. So maybe what we can do is, because we created a new document type, that is the reason it is creating the confusion. Okay, so if you remember, I told you last time when we discussed about document splitting functionality, whenever you are creating any new document type, okay, so you have to go to general ledger accounting, business transactions, document splitting, and here classify document types for document splitting. So we copied from SA, right? So here also we have to copy from SA. Okay, first, or maybe it is already showing you CJ. Yeah, CJ it is already showing. Just maintain whatever is maintained in SA. So in SA 4 times 0 and 0001. So 4 times 0 and 0001. Okay, so now this document type will also perform the document splitting. So if you go to cash journal once again, select this line and click on post selected. If it is still showing the same error, just go out and come again. So again, FBCJ. Okay, cash receipts, it is still showing yellow. Select this and click on post selected. Okay, now you can see it has been posted. This green means entry posted in GL. How can I check that? You can click on the follow on documents and it will show you this is a document which is posted. This is the accounting entry which is posted. So cash box debited and bank got credited. How system determine this account? We provided in the cash journal petty cash account that we created, and this GL account we provided in the business transaction here, the business transaction that we just now created. I think I closed it. Okay, so if I want to use more number of business transactions, now let's say I want to create 2 more business transactions, one for refreshment, second for travel expenses. So I can easily do that. Financial accounting, bank accounting. Again, within bank accounting, you'll go to business transactions, cash journal, and here you can go for maintain business transactions. Okay, click on new entry, your company code, type of business transaction. So I'm creating the business transaction as expenses now because I want to pay, right? Here you need to specify the GL account, but before that, just select on this. No need to specify anything here. This is classification. So this is going to be cash payments, expenses payment, GL account. So if I go for GL account and I see what are the different types of expenses that we already created. So if you come down, we have electricity, we have rent. Let's create this 2, or maybe electricity and travel expenses. So first is travel expense. Enter. Second one I'll create is, and this one would be for electricity. Okay, so now I'll be able to see these 2 business transactions in my cash journal screen. Okay, how can I go to the cash journal? Using transaction FBCJ. Okay, and this time it is going to be under the payments. So if I do F4, enter, you can see I'm able to see these 2 business transactions. So whatever number of transactions you want to create, whatever is the nature of expense, you can keep on creating the transactions, provide your GL account, and system will automatically debit this GL and credit the cash. Okay, so electricity expense, I am paying 500. Okay, just press enter. It is saying electricity expense also requires the cost center, so you can specify the cost center also. Just go to the right hand side, you'll be able to see the cost center field. So this is a cost center. Just do F4, enter, and these are the different cost centers that we have. So let's go with test, enter. So now red means it is recorded but not saved. So first select this, click on save selected. This will turn to yellow. You can see now the cash remaining is 10,500. Okay, and then if you want to save it, if you want to post it, select this and click on post selected. So this has been turned to green. This means the accounting document has been posted. So if you double click on this, you can see electricity charges are debited and petty cash box account is credited. So at any point of time, the balance in this particular, this one should be same as your petty cash GL account. So if I go for FS10N, okay, and for my petty cash account number, which is 2018, execute, this balance should be always same as the balance in the cash journal. Okay, have you understood now what is cash journal, why it is required, how to set up the new cash journal, how to set up the new business transactions, and how to carry out the transactions? Any questions?
Vikram, I have one question.
Yes, sure.
Uh, can you go 1 second that screen, cash channel screen?
Cash journal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Here Vikram, actually, firstly we do cash receipt transaction. Then after we did cash payment. But
Right.
before cash receipt, actually in every month we have to see opening balance on the top of the screen. So they mention opening balance. So here we
It is
did
not
not see
for.
any opening.
Oh no, sorry. Can you come again?
Yeah, actually in every month petty expenses they have a opening balance for every month. Then after we do some cash receipts, if in case cash is necessary, more cash, that time we will receive cash receipts and we'll make a payments to different small expenses. But in this
Right.
case, actually we seen only one cash receipt and cash payment. Actually, we did not see any opening balance. So what is the reason we did not see the opening balance in the Vikram?
You tell me what do you think, why there is no opening balance? This account itself we just now created. Was this account available in
Okay.
the previous month?
Okay.
See,
But
what happens is it totally
mm,
depends upon what you are selecting here. I selected the range only for today. So it is just showing me the report for today. So at the beginning of today, the balance was 0. Total cash receipts were 11,000 and total cash payments were 500. So if I change this to current period, so this will show me from 1st of December to 31st of December. Again, the status is same. But if I change it to next period, okay, if I see this report for the month of Jan, then definitely whatever is my closing balance for 12 2019 will become my opening balance. So if I move this forward, you can see now it is showing the opening balance.
okay, got it, Vikram. Thank you.
Because there was no opening balance previously. We just posted these transactions today itself. There was no opening balance previously. That is the reason it was not showing.
Okay. Okay, got it, Vikram.
You can see the report based on the period. You can see the report based on the week, and you can see the report based on the day also. Okay, and you can change here. If you want only 2 to 3 days, you can change the start date and end date, and system will show you the information for only those number of days.
Okay, Vikram.
Okay, any other questions? Anyone has any questions till now? Okay, if not, let's go to the next topic, which is bank Reco, bank reconciliation. Anyone has any information what is bank reconciliation? Do you do the bank reconciliation of your bank account, whatever you have today? Which is also called as BRS, bank reconciliation system. What is bank reconciliation? Just a normal, don't worry about SAP and all. Just a normal, what is bank reconciliation? I think most of you are all doing bank reconciliation for your bank account today. What do you mean by bank reconciliation?
We can reconcile the as per passbook and cash book.
Passbook and cash book. What does it mean?
Actually, in every month, we have to issue some checks to different vendors, and same time we can collect different checks from customers. So, is there any delay between while depositing into bank, and it will take some time. So we will deposit in this month ending, and it will be clear in next month. So that time we will do some bank reconciliations, BRS.
No, that is fine. You are talking about the process, but why do we need the BRS? The question is, that is the reason I told you, don't worry about the companies. Let's think about your own bank. You also have, all of you have the bank account. You are getting some amount, you are paying some amount from the bank account. Do you do the bank reconciliation?
No, Vikram.
All of you do. I'll tell you, once I explain you what is bank reconciliation, you will all agree that, okay, we are doing this. Anyone? I think there are some accountants who work as an end user, so they should be able to answer this question.
Vikram Srikanth here.
Yes, Srikanth.
So generally, the bank reconciliation, the purpose main is to know the what is the cash which a company is holding. So in bank reconciliations, what they do the analysis part is that they will try to investigate these transactions, what is happening on day-to-day transactions. So which is coming in and which is going out, and what is the net impact which the company is holding about the cash statement.
But that is again, yes, definitely. Whatever you are saying is correct, but that is not the purpose of BRS. That is not a purpose of bank reconciliation.
Mhm.
Okay, let me explain what is bank reconciliation. You are all getting the bank statement on the monthly basis, okay? Or even if you want to see the bank statement for last 1 week or last 2 days or last 3 days, you can always go to your bank online portal and you can check what are the different transactions you have done, right? So let's say you received the bank statement, okay, and in the bank statement it is showing you the opening balance, okay, of 50,000. Opening balance is 50,000. Now, and it is showing you the transaction. So it is saying that you swipe the card at the mall, okay, for maybe 4,500. So this will be minus, right? Again, it is telling you that again you swipe the card at petrol pump. This was again 2,000. And the closing balance is how much? 43,500. Okay. So now if you are getting this statement, once you've seen the statement, you have seen that there are two transactions. But what if you have not done this transaction at all? You don't have the vehicle at all. How the system is showing, how they are sending you the statement that there is a transaction of 2000? What you will do in that case? Is it normal? Have you came across this situation where the bank has charged you for the transaction which you think that I have not made this transaction? Or maybe bank has charged you some charges. Maybe you have done all these transactions, but bank has charged you ATM charges or card charges or membership charges, which are unnecessarily. What do you do in this case if bank has charged you more? What you will do in this case? If there are some unnecessary charges in your bank account, what is your action point? You call to the customer care or not? You call to the customer care or you visit a bank and you ask them why you charge this much amount. First of all, I have not done this transaction. Can you tell me how exactly this transaction came into my account? Right? So they will verify and they will tell you whether this is a real transaction, or if it is not, then they will refund you this amount. Now, how will you come to know that the bank has charged you this much? Think about a company. Okay, we are thinking about just a small bank account in which there are only 3 transactions. Think about a company where there are thousands of transactions done in a day. Okay, think about a company who is doing thousands of transactions in a day. When they are getting the bank statement, at that time there can be many such charges which are unnecessary. So that is the reason each and every company needs to reconcile the bank account. What do you mean by reconciling the bank account? They will verify that whether these charges which bank has applied are this the proper charges, or there are some unnecessary charges which are charged by the bank. Are there any charges which we are not incurred but bank has charged us? So that process of reconciling the bank statement with the actual transactions that you have done is called as bank reconciliation. Just give me a minute. Someone has connected the system using my user ID. Okay, so whenever you want to reconcile your bank account with the actual transactions that you have done, so bank reconciliation in short means that you are making sure that the transactions which are appearing in your bank statement are the valid transactions or not. Okay, so for companies it is very important. Otherwise what will happen is, even for the individual, normally many of us are not doing this, but I'm 100% sure that if you start looking at your bank statement, you will definitely come up with some or the other charges which banks has applied unnecessarily. Okay, and once you call the bank, they will say, okay, we will reverse this charges, this were done by mistake. Right? So that is the purpose of bank reconciliation process. So bank reconciliation makes sure that whatever transactions you have done, whether they are valid in your banks, in your system or not. Okay, this is one purpose, to ask the bank to refund the charges. Another purpose is, now if I give you another example, let's say the bank statement or the bank balance at the beginning of the month was 50,000. You given a check to the vendor for 10,000 or for 5,000. Okay, you received a check from customer for 10,000. Can you tell me what is the balance after all these transactions? What is going to be the total balance? What would be the bank balance? This was my opening balance.
55,000.
And this is my closing balance. So according to you, closing balance is 55. How many of you agree that the closing balance will be 55,000? All of you? The reason is you are performing this calculation. But if I tell you, I have given the check to the vendor, but this vendor has not deposited this check till now in the bank. From my system, I have given the check to the vendor, but this vendor has still not deposited the check in the bank. So definitely this amount is still not gone out of my bank account, which means the balance would be 60,000. If I even tell you I got the check from the customer, but I have still not deposited this check in the bank, so my status will not change. My status in the bank will be same, 50,000 itself, because these two checks are not cleared yet. In my system, if I go to my system, what it will show? The total balance is 55,000, but that is not matching with the bank statement. Why? Because there is always the difference between the time at which you pay and the time at which the bank is getting impacted, right? And that is the reason, if I want to make sure that my SAP bank balance is always matching with my actual bank balance, I have to create 3 bank accounts. Okay, so as of now, whatever transactions we have done, we just created 1 bank account, right? If I go to my GL, and if I see the bank, I have only 1 bank account. But this is not the correct process. The correct process is, we normally create 3 bank accounts. Number 1 is main bank account. Number 2 is incoming bank account. And number 3 is outgoing bank account. Okay, which means whenever I will be receiving any amount from the customer, I will not use main bank account. I will use incoming bank account. And whenever I'm making any payment, I will be using outgoing bank account. Okay, so let's take an example, this complete scenario. Receipt of 10,000 from customer. So what would be the accounting entry? Incoming bank account would be debited to customer account will get credited. Okay, with the amount, whatever is the amount. So 10,000, and this would be credited also with 10,000. Okay, this is transaction number 1. Then you made the payment of 5,000 to vendor. So whenever you are going to book this transaction, your vendor will get debited with 5,000, and credit will be done to outgoing bank account. Okay, and before you are done this transaction, the bank balance was 50,000, and this balance is already available in main bank account. So main bank account GL was having the balance of 50,000. Can you tell me, after these transactions, what would be the balance of main bank account? So at the beginning, the main bank account was 50,000. After these 2 transactions, what would be the balance in the main bank account? My main bank account balance was 50,000, and I have done these 2 transactions. What would be the balance after these 2 transactions for this GL account?
If in case the transactions are completed, so the amount should be 55,000 only.
No, but have you posted anything to main bank account? Have we touched the main bank account? That is the reason, till the time we are not touching the main bank account, the balance will not get impacted. Balance will be 50,000 itself. Right? Although if I combine all these three, if I combine main bank account, incoming bank account, and outgoing bank account, then balance will be 55,000. But I am asking you, what is the balance of the main bank account? Main bank account means this is a bank account which will be always reconciled with bank balance. So after these two transactions, if I get a statement from the bank that this particular transaction has been completed, so 10,000 has been paid or 10,000 has been received, but there is no transaction done for this, the vendor has still not submitted the check. So what will happen, whenever bank will confirm that yes, this much amount has been received, what we will do is we will say, okay, this amount will not now come in main bank account, so it will become debit by 10,000, and this was a clearing account that we used for the temporary purpose. So here it will become credit. So once this transaction is completed, the balance in the incoming bank account will be 0. And now can you tell me, after the bank has confirmed that yes, 10,000 has been received, what would be the balance in the main bank account?
60,000,
right? Why 60,000? 50,000 plus we received 10,000, so total became 60,000. So the main bank account GL balance will always have the same amount as that of the bank statement. Your main bank account will always be tally with your bank account. Okay, whatever is the bank statement amount, that will always match with your main bank account. And incoming and outgoing bank accounts are the clearing bank accounts that are used for the clearing purpose. Okay, so what do we need to do in order to set up all this thing? We have to create first 3 GL accounts. Okay, I'll not use this because there are already some transactions in this. I don't want to use this at all. So I'll create 3 new GLs. Maybe 2020 is my main bank account, balance sheet, asset, and this is my main bank account. Okay, in control data, I don't think I need anything. Here I will use for bank account is G005. Save it. Same way, I'll create 2 more. So I'll copy this 2021. This is going to be my incoming bank account. Right? This is my incoming bank account. And I'll create one more, which is going to be my outgoing bank account. Sorry. Sorry, I want to copy this. So let's copy this. Okay, and save. So now we have 3 GL accounts. Let's take this example. I am getting the payment from the customer. Okay, so I'll go to transaction F. What is that? For receiving the payment, I use F-28. So 21/12/2019. Here I will use incoming bank account. Okay, why? Because whatever payments I'm going to get, I'm going to use incoming bank accounts. So incoming bank account, how much amount I'm getting? Let's say I'm getting 10,000. Okay, value date would be mandatory for this. So 21/12/2019. This would be test. specify the account. So I'm not sure which customer has a balance. So let's go and see the customer balance. How can I see the customer balance? I will go for FBL5N. Okay, and for ABCI, I want to see which are the open line items. So let's take this example for customer number, this one. Okay, we want to get the payment of this particular line item. Okay, customer number, this one. So post incoming payments, F4, enter. Okay, this is our customer. Click on process open items, and I want to get the payment of this particular invoice. So I will first select all and deactivate all, and then I will select this particular line item. Okay, and click on save. Okay, so now if I go for FPL3N, if I want to see the total balance in the bank account, so 2020 to 2022, okay, all three accounts, incoming, main, outgoing. So as of now, I'm only able to see the balance in incoming bank account because I have still not received the bank statement. If I not received the bank statement, I'm not sure what exactly is going to be the amount in my bank statement, right? Same way, I will do one outgoing payment. So before I go to outgoing payment, I'll see the balance available with the vendor. So FBL1N, and let's see the balance. Okay, so let's say I will get the partial payment of this invoice, 5,000. Okay, so vendor number, this one. So F-53 21/12/2019. This would be outgoing account. I am paying to the vendor. So it would be 2022. Okay, amount I'm paying 5,000. Value date is important, and vendor is going to be this one. Process open items. Select all, deactivate all, and I will select any one out of this. So let's select this one, or maybe this one. Okay, and click on save. The difference is too large for clearing. Yeah, so I need to select partial. Okay, and click on save. Right, so now if I go to the GL line item display once again, total balance is 5,000. Okay, if you see this, total is 5,000. How? 10,000 plus 5,000 minus. But again, nothing in the main bank account. Why? Because still I have not got the bank statement. Now, once I receive the bank statement, and in the bank statement, if it clearly tells that these two transactions have been completed, so I'll move this incoming amount to the main bank account and outgoing account to the main bank account. So my incoming and outgoing will become 0, and my main bank account will show me 5,000 as a value. Okay, but the thing is, am I going to do all these transactions manually? If there are thousands of transactions which companies are doing on day-to-day basis, are you going to do all this matching, whether this amount is appearing here or not, whether it is cleared or not in the bank statement? Are you going to do it manually? That is a very tedious activity, right? That is a manual activity in short. So how can we automate this process? How can we tell the system that for each line in the bank statement verify that there is a transaction or not? If there is a transaction, post the accounting entry. So for that, we are going to use the functionality in SAP called as bank reconciliation process. Okay, so I'll just show you how you can do the bank reconciliation in SAP. So first you need to configure, go to SPRO, go to IMG, financial accounting, bank accounting, business transactions, Okay, in business transactions, you will go to payment transactions, and here you will go for manual bank statements. Okay, create and assign. These are the 2 or 3 things that you need to perform in order to do the bank reconciliation automatically in the system. So first is create and assign the business transactions. In this one, you are going to tell the system what are the different kind of transactions that can happen in the bank statement. What are the different type of transactions that you'll be able to see in the bank statement? Whenever you get a bank statement, what are the different type of transactions?
Deposits and payments and bank charges.
Yeah, so let's create 3. So transaction number 1 is ABC1. I will create ABC1, ABC2, and ABC3. So ABC1 is, let's say, you are receiving. So receiving means plus, you are getting amount. ABC2 is you are making expenses, negative. And ABC3 is bank charges that bank is charging you, which is also going to be negative. Okay. Now in this posting rule, maybe first we need to create a posting rule, then we need to come here. So as of now, just come out of this. The first activity is we need to create the posting rules. So let's first go to define posting keys and posting rules for bank statements for our chart of account ABC0. Okay, so these are accounting symbols. I will create 3 accounting symbols, ABC1, ABC2, and ABC3. So ABC1 is what? Receipts. ABC2 is what? Payments. And ABC3 is what? Bank charges. Okay, you can also call it as incoming, outgoing, and bank charges. Save it first. Next is you will go to assign accounts to account symbol. So we created 3 account symbols, ABC1, ABC2, and ABC3. Currency, we are going to do all the transactions in INR. Yes, can you now tell me which is a GL account which will get debited whenever you will be using ABC1? So it is going to be incoming. Incoming is 2021. These 2 are outgoing, bank charges, and this is outgoing. So 2022. Okay, you can also create third GL for bank charges if you want. I'm using the same GL, but if you want that bank charges should be back in the separate GL, you can use 2023. Okay, click on save. Create keys for posting rules. Again, you will create 3 keys. So ABC1, ABC2, and ABC3. Names can be different. This coding can be different. It is not necessary that same accounting symbols that you created must be same. It can be different. So again, the text is going to be, this is incoming or receipts. This is going to be outgoing payments. And this is going to be bank charges. Right? And last one is posting rules. Click on new entry once again. Okay, so posting rules that we created just now, 3 posting rules, ABC1 for incoming. So here you are going to tell the system what is going to happen whenever you are going to receive the amount. Whenever in the bank statement, if you receive the amount, what will happen? Which GL account will be debited, which GL account will be credited. Okay, so posting area should be bank accounting. Okay, now you tell me, whenever you receive the amount, whenever you can see the amount that is appearing in the bank statement, what are you going to do? You are going to debit the main bank account and credit the incoming bank account. Right? Same thing you need to tell the system here. Okay, so posting key will be 40, which means debit and credit. What would get debited? Accounting symbol incoming, which is receipts. And what would get credit? Here you can specify the GL directly. Okay, so main bank account. Sorry, 40 is main bank account, right? Main bank account is getting debited. So you also have to create one accounting symbol for main bank account. Okay, let's come out of this. You have to create one symbol for main bank account also. So we already created ABC1, ABC2, ABC3. Just give me a minute. Why it is not appearing here? ABC0. Yeah, so here we have to create one more. ABC4. This is going to be for main bank account. Okay, and this will be assigned to what? To the main bank GL. New ABC4 will be assigned to 2020, which is main bank account. Okay, and now you have to enter the rules here. So new entry, posting rule ABC1, which is for incoming payment. So posting key 40 means debit the main bank account, which is this one, and credit to incoming bank account. Okay, you can see this main bank account debit to incoming bank account credit. So incoming bank account is what? Receipts. Document type, whatever document type you want, let's say SA, and posting type, post to GL account, number 1. Okay, save this. Same way you have to create for ABC2 and ABC3. Okay, so maybe you can copy this, just make the required changes. ABC2, what would debit here? ABC2 is for payments. So whenever you are going to receive the payments in the bank statement, so 5,000 has been paid according to bank statement. So earlier we credited outgoing bank account. Now we need to credit main bank account. That is the reason your outgoing bank account will get debited. And your main bank account will get credited. Right? So this same rule you have to enter it here. So 40 would be debit. Debit is what? Debit is payments. And credit is what? Main bank account. Okay, same will work for bank charges also. So I'll just provide ABC3, nothing else, just save it. So now system knows that whenever you are going to get a bank statement, in the bank statement there can be 3 type of transactions. Either you are receiving the amount, or you are making the payment, or there are the bank charges. Right? After doing this configuration, one last step that you need to do is you have to use this activity, create and assign the business transactions. So again, what you will do here is those 3 transactions you will create here once again. Okay, and posting rule again would be same. So ABC1 is assigned to ABC1, ABC2 is assigned to ABC2, and ABC3 is assigned to ABC3. Just save it. Okay. Now our configuration is done. What is going to happen next is you are going to get, sorry, I need to specify plus or minus, which is very important. So let's delete this first. New entries. So ABC1, ABC2, ABC3. ABC1 is plus because I am getting amount. ABC2 and ABC3 are minus because I am paying the amount. and they will be assigned to ABC1, ABC2, and ABC3. Now what will happen next is your bank will send you the bank statement, and you have to upload that bank statement in the system. How the bank will send you the bank statement? Let's say they are sending you in the Excel, or they are sending you in the PDF. So in order to enter the bank statement into the system, you will use transaction FF67. Okay, I know it is a little bit difficult for you to understand, but it is all about practice. Okay, so don't worry about this topic. See, whatever topics I'm going to discuss now, these are additional topics which are not asked in the exam. This is not a topic what we are discussing currently. You are not going to get this question of bank reconciliation. Hardly you will get the question what are the three types of accounts that are created in the bank reconciliation. So incoming, outgoing, main bank account. Nobody is going to ask you these questions, what are posting rules, what are account modifiers, and all these things. These are only important if you are experienced, and when you are going for the interviews, you are telling the customers or the companies that I know bank reconciliation. Then if you tell them I know bank reconciliation, definitely they are going to ask these questions. So even if you have 3 years of experience, okay, there are many consultants who have not worked on the bank reco. So my recommendation would be, whenever you are going for any interviews, if you don't know a particular topic, very clearly tell the interviewer that what is my comfortable area. Instead of telling him I know everything, you tell him these are my comfortable areas, because in 3 years, 4 years of job, it is not necessary that you worked on each and everything. There is no consultant in the world, even after 10 years of experience, if he can say I'm the expert in all the areas and I have worked on all the areas. That is not the case, because when you are working on the project, you are stuck to one particular area most of the time, right? So it is completely fine if you tell him that this is my expertise, I'm expert in AP, or I'm expert in AR, or I'm expert in GL, or in asset accounting. Don't try to give the impression that I know everything. Okay, you can obviously tell him that yes, I know the basics of AP, AR, but my core competency is in asset accounting. Same way, I know the basics of asset accounting, but I'm more stronger in AP because in my current role, I'm working as an AP consultant, right? So this topic which I'm discussing, I am discussing it in detail. If you go through this session 2-3 times, you will be able to correlate each and everything. Okay, but if you are a complete fresher, you may not be able to digest in the first, uh, like in the first session. The reason is there are a lot of things which are involved in the configuration. Okay, so just once you complete one practice on your own, then you will become comfortable on what is bank reconciliation. So use this transaction FF67, which is allowing you to upload the account statement, manual account statement. Using this transaction, you can upload the bank statement. Okay, so if you are getting this screen here, go for the start variant and use the standard one, SAP 01. And processing type, you can use further processing online. Okay, and you can tell the system, click on that button and system will take you to this screen. Now this is a bank statement screen. First of all, it will ask you the bank key. Okay, have you created any bank key till now? Yes, we have created. If I show you in the configuration, last time we created some bank accounts, right? Let me show you one more thing before we go to that one. So payment transactions, manual bank statement. bank keys we created using transaction FI01 earlier. So if I go to FI03, okay, and bank country IN, or maybe you can also use transaction FI12. In FI12 for our company code, which is ABCI, house banks, yeah, we created this bank key, city 005. Okay, and under this we created this many number of bank accounts, 2 accounts. So system is asking you, you are getting the bank statement for which bank? So I want to tell the system I'm getting the bank statement for this bank key and this bank account number. Okay, and obviously I need to change this GL. Why? Because earlier I was using this another GL, but now for my bank account I'm going to use this GL, or maybe I'll show you to create one new bank account completely. Okay, to avoid any kind of confusion that we created earlier. So I'm creating a new bank key. Let's say the statement that you are getting is for ICICI bank account or Standard Chartered account. So this is SCB, which is Standard Chartered Bank. Okay, I'm not providing all this information. If you want to provide, you can provide here whatever is the branch and all information. Now within this, I want to create a bank account. So I'll go to transaction FI12. Okay, and I'm in the display mode. So if I go for company code ABCI, within this bank accounts, I can create a new bank. So new bank is Standard Chartered Bank, bank country is IN, and bank key just now I created is SCB. Okay, and save. And within this, I want to create a new bank account. So if you remember, bank accounts are not allowed to be created here. It has to be created via Fiori only. So you'll click on create bank account and this screen will get opened in the web browser. Copy this. Go to Google Chrome. Okay, and paste this link here. Advanced, proceed. Okay, enter your user ID and password. Click on continue. Opening date, let's say it is 1/1/2019. Company code ABCI. Account holder ABCI. Bank country IN, bank key SCB. Currency INR. Okay, account number 12345, for example. Account description SCB. Account type I will use current account. Okay, and then house bank connectivity data. Add the house bank. So our house bank is SCB. Enter and provide the GL account. So the one that we created just now, 2020. Main bank account. Here you need to provide the main bank account. Okay, and save it. So now we have the bank account, and for this bank account we are getting the statement. So if I go to process manual bank statement, bank key is SCB and bank account is 12345. This is a bank account just now we created. Currency is INR and we are getting statement number 1. Statement date is today's date, which is 21/12/2019. Opening balance was 0. And what is the closing balance? We have done 2 transactions. We have done 2 transactions, 10,000 in, 5,000 out. So the closing balance will be 5,000. Okay, so closing balance is 5,000 and posting date is today's date, 21/12/2019. Okay, click on overview. Double click on this. Okay, this is the other statements. These are not our statement. So let's enter this once again. Statement number 1, statement date, opening balance 0, closing balance 5,000, posting date today's date. Right, and click on continue. It is saying first statement, warning. This is correct. We have not uploaded any statement for this bank till now. This is the first statement. So just press enter. Now this is where you need to enter all the transactions. Okay, so if you want to upload from Excel, you can ask your ABAP consultant to create a Z program which will upload the file automatically from Excel. I will tell you the other options also, but currently I'm doing it manually. So what is our first transaction? Receipt. So if I do F4, receipt is ABC1 that we created. When we received amount? 21/12/2019. How much is the amount? 10,000. Same way, ABC1, 21, ABC2, we paid 5,000, right? 21/12/2019 and we paid 5,000. Okay, or maybe minus 5,000 because it is paid. Just press enter. Okay, and save this. So you will get this message, statement has been saved. Once again, you need to save it. Then it will get posted. So you can see this statement has been posted now. What does it mean? Now, if you go to the FBL3 and report, you will find that there is no balance in this clearing accounts and all the balance has been moved to the main bank account. Okay, just come out and execute this. You can see main bank account has a balance of 5,000. There is no balance in incoming bank account and there is no balance in outgoing bank account. What does this mean? If the balance in incoming and outgoing bank account is 0, this means whatever balance is appearing in my SAP books, it is matching 100% with the bank statement. Okay, if my main bank account is tallying with my bank statement, this means there is no additional charges which are provided by bank. So all the transactions I agree that yes, it is reconciling with bank. If there is anything, let's say in addition to these two transactions, bank has given third line, which is bank charges, which are never booked here, then you can go to the bank and ask them why you charge this amount to us, right? So this is called as a bank reconciliation process. In the bank reconciliation process, the amount from incoming and outgoing bank accounts is transferred to the main bank account. So whenever you are doing the transaction, whenever you are receiving the amount, whenever you are making the payment, you will not touch the main bank account. You will always touch incoming bank account and outgoing bank account. And whenever you are getting the bank statement, if in the bank statement same amount is debited or credited, that will get nullified and all the amount will be transferred to the main bank account, which means this amount will tally with your bank statement amount. Okay, clear on this? Now you know what is bank statement. Now you know what is bank reconciliation process. Any questions on this? Bank Reco?
Yeah, Vikram.
Yes.
So whatever you were processing, you were told that now, so it is related to, it is a manual bank processing only.
Right.
So in there is another option is there, Vikram. It is an electronic bank statement. So what is the main difference between?
See, what is my question, Shiva? I'm asking you, have you understood the concept? How you are
Yeah,
uploading,
yeah.
that is manual or electronic, but the same thing will happen in the background even if you upload the electronic statement.
Okay.
Have you understood
Yeah,
what is
concept I
bank,
understood.
what is bank statement, how
Yeah,
to upload it?
yeah, understood, Vikram.
Vikram, I have one doubt. regarding bank charges is an expense, right? And how the entry will be?
Bank charges, so amount will go away from your main bank account. I don't know who is using my server again and again. This is a issue when you're working and someone is okay. Just give me a minute. See, whenever you will be getting the bank charges. So let's say bank has charged you 500 is charged as bank interest. So bank interest is a debit, right? Because it is an expense. So there will be the separate GL account for bank interest. Bank interest debit 500 to main bank account. It will directly go to main bank account. Why? Because it is appearing in the bank statement. So this will be the accounting entry.
Okay, Vikram. And one more doubt is that when we are receiving a check, there will be a check number, right? How the check number will be tracked in the system?
Check number will be tracked if you are receiving the check or any information. So it can be check number, it can be NEFT number. So when you upload this bank statement, if I take you to FF67, right? Whenever you are uploading this bank statement, let's say I'm uploading the statement number 2 now. Statement date is 22/12/2019. My opening balance was 5,000 and my closing balance is 10,000. Posting date is 22/12/2019. Okay, so this fields, whatever other fields you are getting here, those fields you can use for the reference, for the check number, for any kind of NEFT transaction, RTGS transaction. You have to use not the document number, but there are a lot of other fields which you can bring it here.
Okay.
So then that I will explain you once again when we will be discussing about electronic bank statement. As of now, we are just discussing the manual bank statement. Once I come to the electronic bank reconciliation process, there I will explain you how these checks and all are tracked in the system.
Okay, Vikram. Thank you.
Okay, any questions? If not, maybe I think this was too much dose for today. Maybe we can close and tomorrow we can start with I'll just give you the introduction to electronic bank Reco, because as I told you, this topic is never asked in the exam. This topic, electronic bank Reco, is also not very much asked in the interviews. But yes, if you tell them, yes, I worked, then they can ask you various questions. So what I'll do is, instead of having 2 hours of session on electronic bank Reco, I have a recording on this electronic bank Reco. I'll share that with you. Okay, and that is optional. If you are fresher, your first priority should be to go through AP, AR, asset accounting completely, and just the basics of bank reco that we discussed today. Okay, electronic bank reconciliation is very good to have, but it is not must to have. So you can refer it later on whenever you have time. Okay, any questions before we close today? If not,
Yeah,
let's close it and
yeah,
please
Vikram, one
practice.
second.
Yes.
I'm not able to connect to the system, Vikram. There is no start button in my screen.
How come there is no start button? Let me see. What is your just give me a minute. You are using 6789 or 8877?
8877.
Okay, and what is your user ID?
SS user 8.
SS user 8. Password?
User at 300.
User at 300. No, it is not working. SS user 8. Is it 6789?
It's 8877.
Then it should work.
No, it's not working for me. For 1 week, I
So
couldn't access the
you're
system.
not able to connect at all?
Yeah, I'm not able to connect it. I mean, I can able to connect, but the desktop is blank.
But I'm not able to connect. SS user 8, right? Or
Yeah,
S user 8?
SS user 8.
The password you said is user at 300.
Yeah.
No, I'm not able to connect with these credentials. Can you check the password
Yeah,
and provide on the chat screen?
it's user at 300 only.
User U is capital or something?
No, it's small.
It is not working for me. It is the same server.
The username is SS user 8 and the password is user at 300.
No, I think it is expired now. Maybe earlier it was working, but now it is expired, it seems. Maybe yesterday you tried, it was working. Now it is expired. Okay, no problem. I will.
For past 1 week, from last Saturday, it's not working for me.
No. But at least you were able to log in, right? Now it is
No,
not logged in also.
I can able to just connect to the system and connecting in the sense the initial setup. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Let me check with this vendor. So then I will drop a mail to the vendor, keeping you in CC, and he will update you.
Okay, fine.
Okay then. Thank you all. See you tomorrow same time. Bye.
Vikram. Bye, Vikram.